Hi everyone, I'm Grahtles and welcome to a new episode of City Skylines. This is our No Highway City, and if you're new to my channel and you don't know what I do Let's Plays, tutorials, tips, tricks on City Skylines. So if you like what you see, like, subscribe, comment, and share. So in this episode, we're going to run some oil industry. I don't know if we're going to run it, but we're going to make an oil industry. And I already did a road layout. And I did add the seabed for the ore down in here, and I also have the offshore drilling over in here that'll work. And I gave them their own electric, their own recycling, police and fire. I'll add some medical and death care, and I put in just a small cargo train plane thing going on in here because they are not attached to anything else with their roads. So without further ado, let's jump in and get started. All right, so here we are, and let's go ahead and jump into industries, oil, and get our main building. So let's go ahead and put that right in the center here. So that looks pretty good. I thought that said my oil. It says Ivy oil. So pretty funny. Anyway, let's go ahead into industries and we'll go ahead and paint this. All right, there we go. Let's go into industries and let's start off with our extracting buildings. So we have the small oil pumps. So I actually put in here these little like squares within squares, and that's to hopefully help out with traffic. So let's go ahead and just place a few of these. All right, now that we've done that, let's go on the other side and let's go to the next extractor, and that is the large oil pumps, and we'll place these. There we go. Let's come back to this side. Let's go back in and grab the small oil drilling rig. Let's come over to this side and place the large oil drilling rig. So now all we have is the extracting buildings right there. The only other extracting building is the offshore oil drilling platform, which we'll place right here. Let's just double check the height. Make sure it's down low enough. We can bring that down a little bit lower. And that looks pretty good. So next, let's go ahead into our oil again, and let's grab some of our processing plants. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have the sludge, we have the petrochemical, we have the waste oil refinery, and we have the naphtha cracker plant. So these right here, these are huge. So I think what we're going to do, these are going to go in the middle here. So I think we'll do 1 and 2. Next, I think we'll go into the next biggest one, which is the petrochemical. And we'll put these on the opposite side here and here. Now we have the smaller ones. I think we're going to use these little cubes right up in here. Next, we'll go into the waste oil. Those are pretty small as well. We'll come down to the other and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now we have all our processing plants and all our extractors. Now all we need is storage. Now, I don't know if you guys play with industries, but storage causes the biggest amount of traffic. And we also need our maintenance buildings and our workers' barracks. So we will put the workers' barracks and the maintenance up front here. They don't take up a lot of space. So let's go ahead, we'll do that next. So let's jump in, we'll grab the workers' barracks. Let's come a little closer here. We'll put one on that side, one on that side, and we'll do one here and one here, and then we'll grab the maintenance buildings and we'll put one there and one there. So now we're pretty complete with that. So now, again, I started to say that storage is a nightmare sometimes. I know if you have barns or silos in your farms, that is always where they get the most amount of traffic. So we're going to try to place this kind of strategically, but we'll see how it goes. Sometimes we might have to make some alterations later on. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, for storage, we have the small crude oil tank, the large crude oil, the crude oil storage cavern, and the oil industrial storage. So let's go ahead, jump in, and see where would be good places. So I'm thinking right in the center, we could probably put the two large ones. They are large, but they'll be separated. So let's pop them right in the center here, like that. Next, let's take a quick look at where we could put the smaller ones. So let's go to, we don't need the smaller one of this. Let's just say that. This is just the smaller version of this. So we have two large ones. We don't need the smaller one. But I would like to incorporate the crude oil cavern, and I'm thinking maybe one possibly right in here, and maybe one up in here. And then we'll take the oil storage and maybe one right down in here and here. So let's take a look. Let's see if our electric spreads. It doesn't. It does here, but it doesn't back into here. So let's see. I think we could just kind of go across. Next, I'm going to start up the game and we'll see how it runs. Now, I expect a lot of traffic to eventually build up back in here. This is our only exporting, importing of stuff. So let's go ahead and give it a try and see where it goes. So what I like to do is I like to run the game on 3-speed and just see how things behave and just the characteristics of which paths they're choosing and which places they're going. Now, each one has different extractors, obviously. In these are different plants. So they haven't quite hit the plants yet. They are hitting the extractors and the storage. So, and then they'll make their way to the plants later on. And I can make adjustments if I need be. Alright, so I'm back, and overall it seems to be running fine. The next thing I did want to come into is I wanted to come into the warehouses, and I want to grab 2 warehouses and put them in down in here, like that, and like that. And I want to put in the unique factory. Now, the only unique factories we put in are the furniture factory for forestry, the bakery for farming, and the steel plant for the ore. Now, we definitely want to put in the household plastics. And I'm thinking right down in here in the middle would be a great spot, right there. But I also wanted to put in the shipyard. Now, the shipyard would look pretty good right in the middle here. I'm gonna just show you. We'll go pretty much center right here, and we'll definitely fill these warehouses with what we need for the shipyard. Now, these only take their own industry. So furniture only takes forestry and so on. These other ones take sometimes a mesh of 2 or 3 of the industries. Now that we have all 4 industries producing product, we can put in as many or all the unique factories without having to worry about importing stuff. So let's go ahead, let's jump in, and we'll put in this shipyard. Alright, so now that we have the shipyard in, we can see what products it's going to need in order to function. So we need plain timber, we need plastics, glass, and metal. So I think what I'll do is I'll turn this one on and we'll do plastics. This one we'll do glass. So now we still need plain timber and metals. So let's go ahead and put in 2 more unique buildings. Warehouses. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. It was driving me crazy. Alright, so now that we got our warehouses in, we have the plain timber, we have the metals, we have plastics, and we have glass. So now those will be able to get this all functioning. And let's go ahead and press play. And as you can see, we are definitely functioning pretty well. There's no great backups, although this is going to start backing up, trust me. It just is one of those things. They all want to export, import. So let's take another quick... Oh, we need some power down here, don't we? So isn't it funny that it just won't catch right there? Nothing new. City Skylines does this all the time. There we go. Alright, I am back. I had a little bit of an issue with the cargo, and yeah, it got backed up really badly. So it was backed up from back here all the way down, which I knew. So this is a no highway city. This is not connected to any roads, and that is why I have to put in several cargo to one industry. Like over here, we have the 2 trains and the cargo plane over here. So I ended up having 2 trains and 2 cargo planes for the oil. So yeah, I did that off camera. It was just a mess. So sorry about that. But I did get to detail a little bit off camera. So these dirty spots are ore. They kind of make it look nice and like just ruined a little bit. Put some concrete in. I put some hangers in. Let's take a look. Down over in here, I put these box factories in to look like cargo. I moved the recycling down over to here. Behind these warehouses, figure, there's going to be a lot of workers in there, so I gave them parking, place to eat, have some lunch, and a little green space. They need it, it's all factories and stuff over here, and the same over in here. So I wish I would have left a lot of this on camera because it was a little bit of a process, and I think you would have maybe enjoyed it, but it did take a long time. The other spaces, let me just show you. So over in here, I used gravel and a parking lot for each one of these. Now, I have a no highway city, and I rarely have use for parking lots, although they do drive within their own neighborhoods, so they could use the parking. But over in here, I just thought, well, kind of filled the space nice, and it looked pretty good. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave you off here. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and next time I think we might get into more unique factories and spread them out throughout the city. And I have a little work to do. I have a little project. If you're still here and you would like to see, over in here where we have our high density, low density, this was really the beginning. I have some goods over here. I have 2 train stations, and I ended up having to put in more. Again, because we have no highways, there was not enough goods to sell. It was just a mess. So I have a plan to take all this out. Reason being is we have over 56,000 people just in the high density. Over here we have another 15,000. So I'm thinking we're going to relocate this goods because we are getting some traffic down in these corners. And yeah, it's kind of spreading out over into here, as you can see. And I really think we need to get these goods out of here with this kind of population. We just need to spread it around. So I am thinking about putting the goods down in here. And yeah, they'll get to our places by train, plane, whatever means we have. All right, so I'm going to leave this episode off here. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.